my people gon' walk. 100 bands for us, now she fiendin'. Running, I know we out to the moon. Pally gon' be and reside. If he come for my chain, then we swap. Shawty can't look at my eyes. BBS's I shine in the dark. I'm on my gentleman-ish. I'm putting up for my city. Don't need friends, my family.
What's poppin', man? Spark the fuck, man. Let's talk about it, Black Ink. You know what we on. You know what's about, man. Walk.
What's up? Let's talk about it, Black Ink.
This is Rashad from Earn Your Leisure. Big shout out to Let's Talk About It, Black Ink.
Yo. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It. You know, we here again with your panel of ghosts. You have, you know, my man over here, Slim Rich, looking slimmer every day.
Hi.
You know, you have the beautiful Naughty Body. How you doing, Naughty?
My
name is not Naughty Body.
Naughty
You've been Naughty
Body.
Body your whole life. You're going to be Naughty Body for your whole life. Then we have the sensational, the beautiful.
Every week.
I just got to think a new adjective to call this young lady. This, you know, I don't really call women queens, but this woman is a queen right here. She is the queen of queens.
Such a peasant, Kevin.
I am. I'm in love.
So
To everyone's
dirty.
favorite aunt. Eve, how you doing, girl?
Yeah.
On this show, we teach you how to have a crush on your aunt.
Hey,
Right.
listen, you had to teach you that it was natural. And then you know me, your
Dirty.
man, Kevin versus Floyd. We thank y'all for joining us again.
Yes.
How y'all feeling today, y'all? How y'all feeling?
I miss Sage. Sage, come back.
Yeah, shout out
Please.
Miss Sage.
We
She
all-
said she coming back
we all
next
miss
week,
you.
so God's willing, she'll be here.
Yes.
She's definitely missed.
I miss her.
Yes, definitely
Here
missed.
next week.
I miss her energy. I miss how she argues with you and
I don't miss the arguing. I miss her, but I don't miss the arguing.
I just like she don't be arguing. She's an awesome host.
I'm
We
loving
love her energy. You said what?
I'm loving the hair, Kevin.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm wearing it again next week.
Today he's Puff Daddy.
I'm wearing it again next week. Thank you, Ike.
Please zoom into me rolling my eyes.
But y'all feeling all right? How you feeling? If you feeling good today, how was your week?
I'm good. It was good. A little busy. I had some integrated testing today, so it's crazy busy, but it was good. I'm happy to have a
Sounded
job.
smart.
But I won't
Yeah, I
be here
don't know
next
what that
week.
means.
Put that.
I like the intelligent women.
Integrated testing today. You know, just a regular day in tech.
Right. How you feeling, Rich? How was your week?
My week was fantastic. It was fantastic. I don't really remember most of it, but it was
Oh,
fantastic.
I mean, it was too good to hear most of it.
I just remember last night I went to Bonfire. Shout out to Bonfire ATM.
Oh, yeah, I've been to Bonfire.
Oh, yeah.
My homegirl, she a vendor there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bonfire is dope.
Yeah,
Still.
it's definitely a vibe.
Yeah, they've been
After
doing that
5,
for
6
years now. I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah,
I went to the first one.
She been a vendor there for a couple years now, and she go every Sunday.
Shout out
She
to
do-
her.
yeah,
She
do
making
her-
money.
Yeah, she do her thing. Shout out Sugar Sweets.
She sell vegan
Sugar
cakes.
Sweets.
No,
I think
I mean,
that
there's some
sounds
grass in
like
it.
Sugar.
Definitely got
sweets.
some grass in it.
Diffused.
Right. How was your weekend, Miss Nadia?
My weekend was good. I got sick, and
don't
it really
sound good.
wasn't sickness that like your body is sick. I definitely hear the delay, by the way.
Oh, it took
Yeah,
that
dude.
long. The delay
You know
part.
what? Gosh, Sage, please come back so Richmond can stop
I'll go ahead, the
bullying me
sickness.
when you're gone.
I don't bully you.
You
The sickness.
definitely bully me when she's
Go
not
ahead,
here.
go
You don't
ahead.
even say anything to me when she's here.
Well, she does a lot of the talking when she's here.
That don't mean nothing.
We're quiet.
Oh gosh,
so
no,
you-
but I did some inner child healing this week for real.
Beautiful.
Yeah, like I cried, like a nasty, ugly cry.
Ugh.
I know. It was beautiful though. I feel so amazing right now. Like, yeah, I burned some stuff that I wanted to release.
Crying is a stress reliever.
It is, but I like not the cry that's like, you know, when I think about my lane.
No, it was.
I'm talking about
the other
like
crowd
I
that-
close
yeah.
my eyes and visualize what I went through in my past and like force myself to sit with those deep emotions.
So you had the snot coming down.
Yeah. I was in there for like 2 hours.
That's a real cry.
They call it like meditation, but I wasn't like this. I was like on the couch like this, just sitting. And I looked up and it was like 2 hours later.
Yeah, that's a real.
It was deep.
That is deep.
That's a real stress reliever.
I didn't even know you could sit and do that. Somebody told me to do that because I was like, well, how do you sit with your emotions? I do that every day, don't I? She was like, no,
when
you have to
sit
literally
there
go
and really
back like on
focus
some Avatar joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you kind of, it's kind of crazy because you know how our body work, how this whole world is connected, so to speak. Like even you think about a pipe. When a pipe builds up too much pressure, it busts and it releases. Sitting on our body, when your body builds up too much stress to where it can't take it no more, you start to cry. That's your body way of releasing that said pressure that's on it. So a lot of times, you know, we hold back our tears, we fight it.
Yes.
So that body just keep on building and building.
Yes.
And you just had joy where it just came out crazy. Like
You know what's so
overflowed.
funny? You know what's so funny? I had to go through this real. And shout out to my mom, by the way, for texting me some of the most beautiful text messages ever. I have a really good mom, by the way.
IE.
Very good mom. She I had told her that I was going through like what I was going through, and she just sent me a long, beautiful message, like just encouraging me. And you know, it just hit different when it's come from your parent, and it's not like, yeah, we all got shit we got to go overcome. It's more like, no, baby, you're allowed to. Yeah, it was just that motherly. So definitely
Real
shout out to my mom for
sympathetic.
that. Very sympathetic. I love that. That's what I needed. But you talked about suppression. And I thought suppression only showed up in anger, like, oh, nah, I'm all right,
Not
not
at
real
all. Not
nonchalant.
at all.
So I found out that I was the suppressor that covers crap with positivity. It's a form of suppression, like me always cracking a joke, me smiling, me like, oh no, the sky's the limit. We're gonna get over it. You still got stuff to climb towards, whatever. Like that's actually suppression.
We
suppression as well.
suppress things in so many different ways. Like one of my ways that I suppress things is I laugh. Like when I feel awkward about something, I will laugh.
Right.
Like just to play off my awkwardness because I'm really feeling uncomfortable. So I'm just gonna laugh.
Right.
Like,
Literally.
And you're like, why the hell is this motherfucker laughing? It's not funny.
Right.
But I just can't help it. It's just
Right.
something I do. So it's that's beautiful that you were able to sit down and really have that moment with yourself and really
more to go.
release.
It is beautiful.
Can we say that again?
I said it is beautiful.
Thank you, Richmond. It means a lot
You're
coming from
welcome.
you, especially because
You know,
I've been
we
light
got-
skinned for the last 4 months.
You have.
We got a lot. We all got more of that to do. But it's actually just funny because that plays in today's episode. We're gonna talk about growth. And funny enough, that topic came to my head about 20 minutes before I got here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the funny part is how it come to my head was I was so my lady was fixing my hair. She put these puffs in my hair, and I'm like,
Good job, Ashley.
Yeah, good job. And I'm thinking like I'm gonna cut my hair, and she like, why? I'm like, cause my hair ain't as long as I don't feel like it's growing. She's like, your hair is growing. I said, I've been growing my hair 3 years. It should be way longer than what it is. I'm like, she's like, your hair is growing. Your hair is shoulder length. I'm like, my hair should be shoulder. You know, black people, our shrinkage is real. So I'm like, my hair should be shoulder length, with the shrinkage, not just when it's straight or pulled down. I'm like, I got other people I know who've been growing their hair 3 years and their hair way longer than mine. And she like, everybody's hair grows different. You can't compare your hair growth journey to somebody else's hair growth journey. And I was just like, that's it right there. You can't compare your journey to somebody else's journey. Everybody's journey grows at a different rate. And that right there was like, that's what we're going to talk about.
Shout out to Ashley.
So it started off with something so shallow, me talking about my damn hair.
Right.
But it turned into something so beautiful. So today, like I said, we're going to talk about growth. What, made you realize you needed to grow? How do you grow? When do you stop growing? If you feel like you ever stop growing,
Let's take it.
things of that nature. And we're gonna start off with naive.
What was the first question? You gave us like 12 questions. I'm just playing.
Just talk about growth. Like, what made you realize? Betty, I was doing like this. At what age did you realize you needed to grow?
Every day.
That's not an age.
Exactly.
You're
That's why I ignored
At
that.
what age did you start
i.e.,
thinking every day?
At what age?
Every
in
day,
your
though,
life,
you grow every day, don't you?
No, but we said at what age did you realize you needed to grow? Like grow up, like grow. Like growth would be more than what you come from. You're more than your trauma. your problems, things of that nature. Not how often you should grow. Now, Eve, at what age did you feel as though you needed to start growing?
I was probably about 22, 23
Okay.
when I had my first child. So that's kind of what made me grow up. You got responsibility. You can't keep doing the same thing. You can't keep making excuses. So yeah, and that's when I started setting goals as far as educate. Even though I was already in the military and I was already doing certain things, but from a emotional kind of growth was when I had a child.
Okay, and what was one of the hardest things What was one of the hardest things about choosing to grow? What was the most complicated thing about that?
The person I was with, like you just mentioned about understanding and respecting somebody else's journey. Like when that light bulb went in my head, I just assumed that, my husband's in the same boat. We're both having this kid, right? Right. Aren't you going to grow up now? It's your turn too, right? I'm on this mission. We're supposed to be on this mission together. And it doesn't work out that way. Because a baby doesn't always make the other person grow up. So that was, and I didn't have that understanding. So I was like, okay, so you're not on the same wavelength. You got to go.
Pretty much.
And that was my mindset at 22. Like, I'm going to be on this mission by myself because I'm not dragging you with me, because all my energy now has to go on this child. Mm-hmm. And so that's not the most mature thing that you can do. So I learned from that experience, and I share that with you guys. It's not, it's easy to give up. It's harder to put the work in and watch the relationship grow. It's easy to say, okay, I'm done with you because you're not doing what I need you to do.
Yes, ma'am. Shout out 22-year-old IE.
Yeah. Yeah, 22-year-old IE. You might have not liked her. It was absolutely no nonsense.
She was still fine. Slim Rich.
Yeah,
talk to me.
I guess so, but
Talk to me, baby.
For me, it was probably like 31, 32.
Okay.
I don't know. I just got tired. Like, I was my whole life I've been going up and down, like, drastically. I'll be way on top driving the hottest whips, and then I'll be way down bottom, down to nothing. And I was just satisfied with the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? In 2011, which is, I was 31. I was riding around in a drop top. You know what I'm saying? Living my best life. Had police pulling me over, and instead of giving me a ticket, asking me could they drive the car, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's like in that same year, I was on my grandmother's couch with no car. And then I'd meet a girl and then get motivated to go rent a car. Then I rented cars for a few years. It was just, at that point I was like, I can't do this no more.
Right.
Like, I gotta become I wanted to become stable instead of just living like a nomad. Like, if you tell me there's money in this state, I'm coming. That's how I was moving. So at about 31, 32, I decided that I gotta really make that change.
Really buckle down.
Yeah.
Make that change.
And the hardest part about that was realizing how late I was starting it and how far behind everybody else I was. Like, what made it hard was, starting to build a foundation so at such a late age was like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I ain't finished college. I had dropped out. I had no, trying to get a job was like...
You was really starting from scratch.
From scratch. Okay. I ain't had a job in over 10 years and couldn't get one after that. Still ain't get one. Only thing I could do, years later was Black Ink. You know what I'm saying? Nobody would hire me. Nigga, my resume looked crazy. Shit said, yeah, so I worked at the hospital from 2000 to 2003, blank 2011 now, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was just like, yo, I really, you know, and I was I was the smartest kid honestly in my family. I got accepted to all like Bronx High School of Science, you know, all types of special schools, you know.
Schools.
Yeah, I got accepted to everything, man. I chose to go to Evander, which was the local school you had to go to if you got accepted to no other school. Because my friends was there.
Yeah, you don't think about that kind of stuff when you're young, unfortunately.
You know, so that's it. It was just like, it was so late, and it was just like, now you got to get it together, and now you way behind everybody. Credit was a fucking probably a 2-something. I don't think it'd even be that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just behind everything.
Behind the 8 ball.
And that's what made me come to Atlanta. In the middle, I was trying so hard in New York to get it together, and it was coming together, but it was too many of those same distractions. So that's why one day in the middle of the night, it was 4 a.m. I just jumped on the road.
Left.
Look
at you now.
Nobody knew I left.
Slim Rich.
You feel me? Out here.
Miss Nolly. At what age? Oh, I'm sorry. You already said your age. You said every day.
Well, that's
yeah, that's age.
But no, go ahead. What age did you realize?
I do feel like since a child, I've always been kind of like every day I'm trying to be better. But I would say 21.
Okay. Around your mama's age. What was that switch for you?
It was in Hawaii on the top of a mountain for me. That's when I got my like recollection, they say, or is that the word that they say? I think it is. But yeah, I was hiking. Revelation. Thank you. I knew it wasn't the right.
You're welcome.
I was hiking. I was out there on an internship. I had like an internship in Hawaii, which was like really, really dope, and never been there. And so I was trying to do everything. So I went hiking like 2:00 in the morning so that we could see the sunset with like this group of people. And I get to the top of the mountain and I start crying. And the tears wasn't even about how beautiful, like we was like eye level with the sun. That's how high this mountain is. It's like a peak of the island. So like when you're watching the sunset, you're literally watching it off, like rise off the ocean.
As if you could reach out and touch it.
As if you could reach out and touch it. Like the clouds, the condensation of the clouds is like amazing. We can lift our hands up and like we're going through some of the condensation, the low clouds, not the high ones. So it was like that beautiful, and I was the only one crying. So I like stepped away to the side, you know, like to the other side of the mountain because it's a peak, so you'll die if you step. But I was like, I like walked away, started crying. And I myself didn't even know why I was crying. And it hit me that I needed to like heal from like my childhood for sure. I think I had been doing what I said earlier, like kind of suppressing it, just being really, really smart. I still had a wild life. Like I did stuff like my mom probably don't know about in high school that I probably should have never did. Did stuff in college that my mom probably shouldn't know about that I did. And I had the best of life, you know. I still have a very good life, but I was covering up with like just activities, including going to Hawaii. Like that was definitely it was a accomplishment, but it was a cover up. A lot of my cover ups were accomplishments. Like I would get busy in certain things so that I wouldn't have to grow in other areas.
Right.
And
stretch yourself, so to speak.
Right. So to everybody else, I'm like the golden child, but I really do suppress a lot of the stuff, which, I mean, we're not taught how to release that stuff anyway.
Right.
So, but when I realized I was crying at the top of a mountain from childhood and not because how beautiful the sun was, I knew I had to grow.
So what was, same question for you, what was like one of the hardest things that you realized came with choosing to grow? Like what was a hard obstacle for you? For your mom was realizing the person she was with wasn't ready to grow, so she had to move on from that person. For Rich, it was, you know, him realizing how far behind he was now that he just decided at 31 to choose. So what was what made it difficult for you, so to speak, to grow? What was a challenge in your growth?
So I'm dealing with like sexual trauma. So for the ladies that might listen to this, they probably already know as soon as I said the word sexual trauma, how difficult it is to even like face your victimizer.
Okay.
And I think having to have a conversation was the most dreadful, the second conversation, because I already tried to have a first conversation and that just wasn't successful. And why the second one was successful to me was because I showed up different. But the hard part is still going back in the face of the person that caused you trauma.
Kind of reliving that moment.
And reliving it. Constantly. I think that's why growth to me is every day, because I just cried about that same thing this past week. Like
Right.
and that was 21. I'm 27. That was 5 years ago. So much has changed. Like my body has changed. My mind has changed. My spirit has changed in 5 years, right? But I'm still crying
6
about
years.
the same 6 years. Oh, is that 6?
I was gonna let you run with 5, but you kept saying it, so I gotta say it.
I was trying.
When you said it once, I let it slide, but I said I ain't gonna let you play
I was trying to do
yourself.
rapid growth.
It's all good. 6 years, baby. 6 years.
But yeah, like I'm so different, you know. Like
Right.
I'm still the same naughty. Like for those who've known me since I was a
healed.
kid, I'm healing.
You're much more healed.
Yeah, I'm much more healed. I'm much
Exactly.
more healed, and so, but yeah, that's why I said growth is like every day for me,
It truly
because
is.
shit, I could cry next week. I can cry next Tuesday about the same thing I just cried over and quote unquote healed from. That's why adding the ED to things, nothing is really past tense. Everything is in the present. Everything is, you know? So, and especially the word healing, you never stop growing, you know? I didn't growed or grewed over something. No, I'm growing through this. Somebody told me too, I went to a conference and they said everybody's content is so jacked up. They always tell you what they go through instead of what they grow through. And I was like, damn, that's deep. That's powerful. Because we don't. We talk about everything as if we've already accomplished it, but it's going to come up again.
Facts.
So-
I think listen, shout out to
Yes.
young naughty body. Shout out to
Ow.
younger slim rich.
Ow.
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 I think for me, the age in which I realized I needed to grow, I think I was like 20. I was 20. And what made me realize that I need to grow was that I finally came to acknowledge the fact that I was much more lost than I thought I was. I thought I wasn't lost. I thought I knew what I was doing, what I had planned, but I was lost. And then I realized everything I thought it wasn't.
Wasn't. Ooh. Can you give an example to like bring some context?
So, so for those who listen don't know, I'm Muslim, born and raised Muslim. And I grew up in a very strict Muslim household.
Definitely.
Like, I wasn't even allowed to play with girls. That's how strict it was.
Wow.
Like,
That's why you love to talk about women and men now.
Look, trauma, ego. No, I'm playing. I wasn't allowed to, even play with girls. It's very strict,
Very, yeah.
So,
And the trauma that runs in your family.
right. So I just wasn't allowed to do a lot of things
Right.
that I guess my friends at my age were allowed to do. So when I got older, 18, 19, I thought like every 18, 19-year-old, oh, I'm grown now. I do the hell I want to do. My mama left Philly. She didn't live in Philly no more. She was down here in Georgia. And I went to Georgia for like a year. Hated it. Went back to Philly. And I was like, I'm free. And I did everything I wasn't supposed to do. Everything I thought was cool. Everything I thought was right. And then I realized after all that was said and done, I learned nothing. I had nothing. And quite frankly, I was nothing. See, I thought, and this was definitely ego, I thought I was, better than my homeboys, so to speak, because I'm like, I don't sell drugs. I don't do drugs. That's what they do. I went to a job every day. But yeah, after my job, I was still hugging the block like them. I was still on the block like they was. I was still living check to check, bouncing the house to house. And then I ended up burning all the bridges I had. So then I was left out alone, sleeping in my car. I had a shorty, so she would let me shower at her mama house
Right.
But I would sleep in the car outside her mama house. Like, just to find a block I could sleep on in my car.
Right.
So, you know, it was
You could have went to Delhi Street, you know that, right?
no, I got kicked out of there too. Different story for another day.
But you could have parked outside.
Nah, I got a ticket while I was inside the car.
Okay. right.
Got a ticket while I was inside
They
the car.
do be ticketed on Delhi
What?
Street.
South Philly would ticket you in a heartbeat.
Oh.
But yeah, and then I realized, you know, I wasn't no better than the people I call myself making fun of or looking down on the block, the bums or whatever, or down South Folk, they call them J's. Realized I was no better, and I had to make a change, and I realized it's easy for, you know, your environment really can consume you.
Definitely.
You know, you always hear, you know, you are the crowd you flock with.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, like, that ain't true, because I don't smoke. I don't really drink. I
I'm
don't do that.
Muslim.
I'm Muslim, all that, but I'm like, no, you still don't have nothing like them. You're still not doing anything to better yourself like them. So though you may not be doing the exact thing, you have the exact results. So I truly was, you know, the flock I hung out with.
So let me ask y'all this. What did you need during your, like, okay, so we talked about the realization of growth, like
Right.
the moment we started to realize we need to develop. What did you need most during your development? This could be a person, it could be a thing, it could be a podcast, it could be whatever, but like, what did you specifically, all y'all could go. I guess we could go with Mom first. Mom Dukes, what did you need during your 22-year development?
For me, it was a lot of prayer. I needed a spiritual guidance. For me, for, you know, like I think we talked about this last week, and you said what would be my like absolute no for somebody who doesn't have any faith, somebody who doesn't have any spirituality at all, not religion, but something that lets you know that you are not by yourself and that you can't do this all alone. So for me, it was spirituality, a lot of praying, a lot of, I wasn't raised in the church or anything like that, so I had to find it on my own. But that's what helped me, guys. You know, you will definitely hit roadblocks. There will be a time, you know, where they say only the strong survive. They mean that, because there are times where you feel like you just like, this is too hard. This is too hard. I want to end.
Facts.
Realize it's facts. It's too hard. Like, it should be this hard. Or disappointments, or, you know, you put your best foot forward and things don't come your way, and you have a plan, and, you know, things don't work out as you plan, and you have to learn how to get up, dust yourself off. Well, I had to find that inner strength, and I had to find that spirituality to help me. So there was plenty of nights, you know, crying in the dark and praying, and Lord, give me strength, because this is really, really hard. And whether you make poor decisions or not, life is just hard. You know, so it's great when you learn from it, but, you know, life is just hard. So for me, it was spirituality. So I don't even know how somebody, and I'm not judging anyone who doesn't believe in anything, but I don't know how you manage because you have to have something that's bigger.
Even the belief of
bigger
not
than you.
Yeah. Funny. I just thought about it.
Have
Where you said, not to cut you off, even when you said I could have went to Delhi Street to sleep on the street. My shorty at the time, her mom lived on Delhi Street, but it was North Philly Delhi. It was North Delhi, so I was in North Philly Delhi
not
versus
South
Philly Delhi.
Right, okay,
so that's the part. I actually was on Delhi Street. That's the funny part.
Grandma was always with you.
Delhi Street that wouldn't ticket me in my car. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with the spirituality for sure. Go ahead, Rich. What did you need during your development?
I needed a change of scenery. I needed to be around different people. I also needed to be around no people at the same time.
Isolation.
Yeah. That's why I couldn't be around the people I was normally be around. So that's why Atlanta was the best move for me. I needed to be humbled as well. The reason why I wanted to come to Atlanta, because I felt like nobody knew me, and I could work at McDonald's, or I could work at, like, I started off doing, like, going for interviews for, like, mowing lawns, shit with people would never believe in New York that I would do. You know what I'm saying?
They ain't even got no lawn in New York.
Never. But they
this
just
nigga rich, bro. He went to
believe.
Atlanta. This nigga planting trees.
Yeah. So But God had a different plan because I was going on 3 interviews a week and nobody would hire me. Nobody could. My background, Sprint, they wanted to hire me. They wanted to put me in a management position right away, hire me to handle business accounts. Meaning, like, I was going, I went there to be in the call center. Them nigga, the nigga was like, nah, you gonna be on my team. I was like, wow, because me and my girl kind of tricked them though. What she did was we both interviewed for it. She went on the interview first, same day though. When she was in the interview, she was like texting me what they was at with the questions and the answers.
Yo, shout out to her. She thorough.
Hey, when I went on that interview, it was just like, we just asked a couple questions just to see.
Team player, right. She all the way thorough.
So when he was asking me the questions now, he said, would you happen to know what a VO, what was it, voice over, so it was VoIP, I think. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I think it's, and I started, I'm just saying like, this nigga said, yo, he said, damn, you know everything. Like every question he had, I had the right answer. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like, nah, I need you for something different. Then when I showed him my resume, like I said, like it's just I was a studio engineer for all them years. He said, "Nah, we can fix this. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna help you with this part." I said, "All right." He said, "All you gotta do is the background." Man, my background came back. His whole voice, like when I spoke to him a couple of days later, it was like, "Yo,
nah,
yeah, I can't do nothing about that."
Yeah, I can't fix that.
Damn. I had all this shit on my background.
Hey, that's actually pretty good because you done got the job, got their friend, but what the hell? Right. And messed up all their bread probably.
Well, I mean, one thing I learned now is that, I'm not trying to put any bad influence out there. But when it comes to like IT and shit like that, no matter what you say you can do, they have to train you on their stuff.
That's true.
Cause I got a friend now who's doing he's getting some bread, and he knows nothing about that shit. He lied, and they had to train him. So now the nigga know it all. You know what I'm saying?
That's the crazy part. With most jobs, they will ask you if you have experience. You'll have all these years of experience, and they will still train. My job the same way. My job the same way. They will still retrain you.
They have to because they want to train you in the way they want to do it.
Exactly.
Correct.
So what's the point of the experience needed if you want to train me?
It's no.
They definitely do that.
So God had a different plan. The only job I could get at first was Uber. They actually denied me because of my background first.
Uber?
Yeah, Uber. And Lyft said no too. And then my friend had got denied by Uber, and he retried and he got in. So that's what made me retry, and I got in. So I was doing Uber for a while, and that's when C's came down, and I'm telling you, man, the way things work. Every time I'm working, I'd have my phone, you know what I'm saying, and he would call me, and it'd be FaceTime, and I'd answer it. He'd be like, "Yo, what you doing?" I'd be looking around like, "Nothing." Got a passenger in the back and everything. I'd be like, "Nothing." He'd be like, "You trying to go out?" Yeah. Knowing I need every dollar I'm about to make.
Right.
After that person, I cut the damn app off, go hang with this nigga, be so close to not being able to pay my bills. And then it just turned into just fuck it. Started working there, and you know what I'm saying.
Oh wow!
But something kept telling me because my discipline was don't fuck with nobody, don't go out with nobody, don't do none of that, just work. But every time this nigga called me, I'd just be like, all right, and then people like my rides be like, was that Caesar from Black Ink? I was like, yeah, Then it just started to get back to being a little embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Like. And I was like, I just stopped doing Uber and just started working there. So, but yeah, I forgot what the question was. I think I answered
what did you need most?
Yeah.
What you needed was humility.
I needed to get away from people.
Environment.
Yeah, I needed to be alone and to be able to really humble myself and start over and not have so many stipulations. When I was in New York at my grandmother's house, it was so many opportunities, but it was so much things I wouldn't do because of who I was and what people knew me for. Mm-hmm. It was like I didn't feel comfortable with doing
your reputation.
Yeah, it was like I couldn't. And then I came down here, and it's just like God pushed me right in the same direction I was in up there. So I felt like maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. Stop trying to run from it.
Just not around the same people though.
I mean, I needed to not be around them to build myself back up, But to be honest, I don't think it was that. I think it was just I should have just been going hard on who I am instead of trying to, I
Portray
could
as if you're going hard when you really wasn't.
right that and to also I could have created stability there. I just would have had to be able to stay away from them for a while, but I just couldn't. Like I said, anybody say you going out?
Okay,
What you need
Yeah.
is to
You know what I'm
change- is to
saying?
Change the environment.
Yep.
What about
What's
you, Miss
your-
Naughty?
It's my question, so I get to go last.
You the last day.
Girl.
Tried to sneak that in there. She called me.
What did you need most, Kev? on North Delhi Street.
I needed one like Richmond. I needed a change of environment.
In Georgia?
Yeah, I left Philly, came to Georgia.
Oh, so you came to Georgia, went back to Philly, came back to
Yeah, I came to Georgia here for a year, and I hated it. So then that's when I left back Philly. But I left Philly. Left my lady at the time. Told her I'd come back for her. Came back. I want to point out when I was down here in Georgia for the first 2 years and I left her, I was faithful. She was cheating on me. Goddamn scallywag.
Not a scallywag. Tag her in this episode.
Shout out to Juicy J.
She was cheating on me the whole
Bald-headed
time I'm down
scallywag.
here faithful. She was cheating on me. Anyway. No, but
That's crazy.
I needed a change in environment. I needed courage. I definitely needed a whole lot of courage, and I needed patience. Patience from myself. I'm my worst critic. I'm my worst enemy. I'm everything to myself. So I was looking at other people's journeys like, yo, like I can do that. I can come fast. Why they moving faster than me? Why they did it? And I had to realize, like their journey isn't my journey. Stop comparing journeys. They're going to move faster in some areas. I might move faster in certain areas. But nonetheless, my journey is exactly that, my journey. So I had to have patience with myself. But like I said, changing environment, patience, and a whole lot of courage. Because I had to go ahead and talk to a few people about some trauma that I experienced. And God knows I didn't want to do that. But I had to. I truly was going to grow and move forward.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Courage. I like the courage, especially for the Leo in you. You like the Leo off the whiz.
I'm a mean old lion. That's the softest lion in the world.
Lion. I love it. He's so sweet. I would say I needed nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
You know why?
Well,
I'm pulling the sage right now with the trick.
you have everything you need.
Everything I need at the
can't
time.
stand y'all.
No, but nah, I was gonna. My mom took my first one. That's really why I have nothing. But I would have to piggyback off. If anything, everything happens in divine timing. So I'm just grateful for the journey that I did because I'm glad I had what I didn't need. I'm glad I didn't have what I needed at the time because it forced me to go through that journey to find what I need. And when I knew what I need, I didn't go back. So like my realization when I was 21, I still had to go through the years up until grandmom died. And then another revelation. Is that what it's revelation?
It's revelation.
Okay, revelation. Another revelation happened when my grandmom died.
Okay.
And then boom, another revelation happened when I got to Atlanta. And then another revelation happened when I left my job or decided to leave my job. So I'm glad that at the time I didn't have anything, but it would have been spirituality for sure. I feel like we always been spiritual. Like both sides of my family, I feel like are very spiritual people. They're not. I mean, we could be even in religion. I feel like we're pretty spiritual, but I feel like we should have tapped in a long time ago. And I'm realizing that now. Like now, our lineage knows a lot more. You know what I'm saying? We have access to a lot of stuff. We getting DNA tests and stuff. We getting all types of stuff. So we're understanding where we come from. But I really probably could have used spirituality a lot more during that time.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So real quick, we got about 3 minutes left. So real quick,
We have 3 minutes?
I need like
We
10.
have wait, hold on. We
Okay,
have
we go.
3 minutes? I thought it was an hour show.
We have
okay.
I need like 10, 15 seconds from everybody real quick. We're gonna start with Aunt Eve again. When do you ever stop growing?
Never.
Yeah,
Never.
everybody answer finna be the same, Kevin.
No, not necessarily. Some people may feel differently.
You feel like you want to stop growing?
Hell
Because-
no, but I ain't say me.
You never stop growing because things change in your life as you and you're going through every phase. Every phase is a new level, new devil. So you never stop. You never stop. You
Bars.
Never stop
Okay.
growing.
Slim
I
Rich.
got the producer. Oh, there you go.
Talk to me, brother.
Well, apparently, we do stop growing because we start to grow in the opposite direction. You know, we grow and then we start to shrink. So I'm gonna say like around 60.
Around 60, you start growing.
Stop growing and start regressing.
I can't wait to see you at 60.
That's his answer.
I can't wait to see.
I'm not gonna say I ain't gonna stop learning, but I'm gonna definitely stop
What you
growing.
got, Nolly?
I can't wait to see you as an old
man.
Old man.
You gonna stop growing?
You already know this answer. I don't think anybody stops growing.
Okay.
I think what the better question could have been. Notice I said could have, not should have, because it's a suggestion.
I ain't mad at you, bro. 5 years. Recollection. Go ahead. 5 years in recollection. You've been on the road today.
So petty. I think a better question would be, what do y'all think y'all next growth stage will be? Because I do feel like we kind of know what we need to grow from, but we're just not ready. So what do y'all think is y'all next?
That's a good question, but that question kind of goes against Auntie Eve, because like she said, every time it's a new level. Once you get to that new level, you ain't gonna know what's gonna happen to that level. So you're gonna know what you're gonna need to grow from.
No, what I'm saying is like, okay, like if I know I'm bigger than what I want to be, my next growth phase is like my food control.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, but I'm not ready for it now because I love vegan empanadas.
Okay. Shout out
That's
to
not a
vegan.
real situation.
Shout out
but
to vegan empanadas.
shut up. But like, yo, what do y'all?
I need some empanadas.
Look, both of y'all talking about. I can't wait to get
Yeah, I need
some.
some empanada and I need some suspended
Some rice. I know y'all
I
love
need
my
that
rice.
hot sauce and sour cream on it.
No, we'll
But,
extend the sour cream. Ma, what you think your next growth phase would be?
Believe it or not, business venture, and that's not
See?
something that I would have thought of, in my 20s. So I don't, and the reason why I say that is because anybody that gets to a point that like I know it all, I learn something new every day.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you have children, I got news. Your children, your grandchildren will bring it to your attention that you don't know everything.
Facts.
And it's the world is changing. So I just feel as though I'm growing all the time.
Beautiful.
I'm always learning something new, and I don't want to stop. So
Listen, if you ain't growing, you're dying. So
Yes,
beautiful.
that was so pretty.
That's
That
the point
part.
I was making.
I know what she's making. Richie.
That
You gotta
part.
live.
Yeah, about that.
Sage, please come back.
Listen,
I'm getting bullied. I can't
listen,
take it. My
real
mom can't
quick.
defend me virtually.
Listen, real quick, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Please.
Y'all gotta answer my question.
What? We gotta go. I answer real quick. My next growth venture is being a father. Having to learn what all that entails and having to realize that you hear at the time growing up, but there really isn't no manual that comes with being a parent. So I truly just have to be the best kind of father I think a father is. I had to learn how to be the best kind of man I think a man is. I think my biggest growth spurt is trying to figure out how to be a father while I'm still figuring out how to be a man.
Ooh.
That's my biggest growth.
He was waiting for that clap.
part.
I
He was.
wasn't. That really just came as I was talking.
No,
It
I
was
mean the
organic.
producer knew you was about to say
That's
something
my
dope.
man. He be
and
he be with me, bro.
Anyway,
No, you got
I
bars.
defend him when you say he
you
put
do got
weave in
bars.
his
No,
dreads. So I
can you
had-
stop? I'm gonna hug him. I already put in my head that I was gonna give him a hug after this because you keep bringing that up, and that is so not what I meant by that. His hair is beautiful.
It is.
It's
Very
absolutely
nice.
it's so gorgeous. I love
Strengthen
it.
his locks.
It is.
But that is
Strength in his lock. What'd you say?
There's strength in his locks.
There's strength in his lock.
Right.
But like I said, that is
Richmond,
my-
what's your next
Gotta
growth
go.
phase? Bye, love you.
Love you.
Love. I'm not sure. I'm excited to see.
You don't know what next you got growth?
Huh?
You did say you don't know what that thing is, huh? Like, how you supposed to answer that?
Well,
What she said? What do you have to grow from next? What do you believe you have to grow from next?
grow from?
Yes.
What you mean by grow from? Quick, because I don't want to waste time.
That's her question. I don't know.
Grow from?
What do you have to grow from? Like, what do you feel like? What do you feel? It doesn't have to be an exact answer, but what do you feel will be your next growth chapter?
It could be losing weight.
Well, I just said I don't know, and I'm happy to wait and see what it is.
Okay, that's the answer. Like I said,
Next week, y'all.
next week we thank y'all for tuning in. Much love. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Let us know what you're growing from. Maybe we can relate. Stay peaceful, stay happy, stay loved.
Sage, come back. We miss you.
Shout out Miss Sage Soul Solutions. We out.